12 minutes. All right, this is Sports for Real with Coach Hall on this abbreviated edition of Sports for Real with Coach Hall. Normally I try to get on a little earlier, running a little tight today. Not quite on schedule yet, but things are going to get on schedule as we get more in tune to what's going on with this new year. And football season is pretty much upon us. High schools in Florida down here, they kicked off their preseason games. They're going to tee it up for real this Friday. Georgia already teed it up. And the NFL, they got one more week of preseason games. Not this Saturday. There'll be some college games this week, but the main group of college players are going to kick off on the 30th. Man, this is the greatest time of the year, and I can't wait to see how things unfold. Now, Break Forever, how you doing, man? I just popped in for a few minutes, get ready to go to work. I wanted to talk real quick about this Brown situation. I didn't get a chance to come on yesterday, but I said that Kenny Pickett had the opportunity to seal up a roster spot with his a good performance this weekend, and he actually had a good performance. He did make one interception, but as you look at that interception, you had a couple of receivers in the same area. So that is a bust on the receiver's part, but I'm not going to excuse Gabriel on that, because if you look over there and you see that, you can't throw the ball over there, because it's not a whole lot of good that can come from that particular situation. Now, because he played well, it kind of put the Browns in limbo. They need to make a decision on what they're going to do with these quarterbacks. As you know, they got 5 in camp, but the 4 main ones are the ones that we're talking about here today. Tyler Huntley is the 5th one. He was just signed to come in to help with the injury situation. So the advantage to him, he gets on tape, and some other team probably going to pick him up. But the other 4, the Browns need to make a decision, because they're not going to generally keep 4 quarterbacks. And Flacco is probably going to be your game 1 starter. Kenny Pickett was running number 2. Then you had Gabriel and Sanders. Flacco, like I said, he's going to start. Gabriel and Sanders have shown you that they have potential to be starters down the road. What we haven't seen is Kenny Pickett. He's been pretty much hurt since July, and he hasn't participated in any 11-on-11 drills, only the 7-on-7. That's not good. I'm thinking this guy they brought in from the Eagles, he's in danger of being cut, and they're going to keep the 2 young guys for the future and let them fight it out from there. Why would you keep 2 young quarterbacks? Well, they're 3rd round and the 5th round. They come cheap. You get rid of Pickett, who's probably making more money than both of them. And, of course, Flacco, he's not the answer for the future. So the question is, what will the Browns do? Coach Stefanski said they're going to make a decision this week. I think they've already made the decision. They're just mulling over it to make sure that they are making the right decision. But the Bengals are coming up on September 7th, and if they're not ready to go, it's going to show. And I think what they need to do is make a decision right now instead of stringing it out until the end of the week. We'll know by Friday, according to the coach. And I've been kind of thinking that we knew all along. My initial thought on that was they're going to keep Pickett and Flacco and take the loser of the Gabriel and Sanders position and cut one of them with the intention of re-signing them for the practice squad. But that doesn't seem to be the case. If Pickett can't get on the field to show what he can do, then he's going to eliminate himself. So I'm asking you, what do you think about Kenny Pickett and his opportunity to make this team? All right, let's break forever. I already spoke to him. Xavier, how you doing, man? And I don't know what that says. And so far, I only got a couple votes. A lot of you are saying that Pickett is not in danger of being cut. So let's talk about that. If he doesn't get cut, then who does get cut? We know Huntley is out the door, And you know Deshaun Watson, he's not going to play, so he's really not in discussion right now. But it is very possible. Jesus H. Christ. I don't want to hear nothing about that. But I was thinking that Pickett was going to make the team, but you know, assuming that he does make the team, then that still goes back to what I was saying before. Whoever loses that battle between Gabriel and Sanders is probably going to be cut for the practice squad, but then somebody else is going to swoop in and pick him up before that can take place. That's what I think. They need to start Shedeur Sanders ASAP. Okay, that's Ryan saying that. Can you pray for my mom who passed? Yeah, we'll pray for him, Bob. I'm sorry to hear that. I know I've been through that before, and that's not a good thing. Pickett is out of here. I'm thinking Pickett is gone, man. But if Pickett is kept on the team, another option that the Browns can do, they can deal one of those quarterbacks and get some kind of value. It didn't make sense for you to draft two quarterbacks in the first round anyway, but if you deal one of those, you can at least get some kind of value at another position. So that's what you're going to need anyway, help in other places. Have a good day, Ryan. CJ in Dallas, Flacco, Gabriel, and Sanders. That should be the order. So you don't like Pickett either. Pickett is in danger of being cut. It kind of goes back to what Shannon Sharp said. He said you can't make the club if you're in the tub, and he's been in the tub for a long time. He has been playing in 7-on-7 drills, which means that he's got some mobility with that hamstring. But I've had issues with hamstring. If you didn't pull it all the way off the bone, you could pull a sleeve on it and still play. I think what the Browns are doing is just giving him time to heal up. And I really think they're probably going to keep him. But he's still in danger of being cut because who knows what the Browns are going to do. They're known for doing odd things, and they put themselves in another position to do an odd thing. All right. Sarah Morford, I don't know what that means. Dog pound in the house. I spoke about the dog pound the other day. I don't think the dog pound really care about who wins the job. As long as they can get in there and produce, the dog pound does not care. Blitz 9013, how you doing, man? Hey, not Neil Weldy. Let me oil you up, man. I appreciate it, man. That's the first time I ever got one of those super chats, man. I appreciate that, man. That's greatly appreciated. So let me check this poll out again. A lot of people think now 60% of you are saying that Pickett is in danger, and it's not a good thing to be in danger, man. And sorry to hear that, Kenny Pickett, but you better tighten up. But he's still a young quarterback. He'll land on his feet somewhere, just like Deshaun Watson. He's probably not going to be back this year, but he is still a fly in the ointment there. So you hold on to Watson because nobody else probably would pick up his contract at this point. And all these quarterbacks you got in camp, they don't do anything. And then Watson is able to come back at the end of the year. What do you do with him? Does he get an opportunity to come in and save the Browns wherever they are? Because you know they're going to be on that 500 line somewhere or worse. So that'll be something interesting to see how that plays out. But it'd be interesting to talk about. But Stefanski said that he's going to make a decision this week. But of course, you won't know who they're going to cut. What they're going to end up doing is telling you who the starter is, but they won't tell you who's going to be cut. We won't find that out until the final cut is due, and then you won't know the full team until after the cuts have taken place and they had an opportunity to re-sign somebody for the practice squad. So that's going to be interesting to see. Watson, trade him. What would you send him, Break? I think, hell, that'd have been a good move for Pittsburgh. He'd be a good fit in Pittsburgh. He's still not a bad quarterback. He's just been hurt lately. But after you tear both ACLs and they surgically repair them, there's nothing wrong with his arm. And I've known people that had both ACLs repaired and they get around just fine. So it wouldn't be out of the question to see Deshaun Watson show up somewhere next year and be a problem as far as the depth chart goes on somebody's team. So keep an eye on that. All right. But, I seen the Bears last night. Caleb Williams looked pretty good. And when I turned the TV off, the Bears were up like 31-0. I think they scored 38. It was 38-0 the last time I saw. Of course, Buffalo, they didn't play very many starters. So if you guys in the AFC East and you think Buffalo is going to look like that, don't even get excited about it because, as you know, teams like to hold back their starters, especially the teams expected to do something. You're not going to see a whole lot of their starters anyway. Josh Allen didn't play, and a lot of other players didn't play. So Buffalo's going to be something to deal with, and they're probably going to get blown out again next week, and then they're going to jump out on week 1, and they're going to be hitting on all cylinders. So don't take much into that. But what you can take is you see the improvement right away from Caleb Williams. Yes, I know it was preseason, but the man was making decisions. He was putting that ball in there. Even the Giants the other day, Russell Wilson, he was throwing that thing. So it's a lot of things that I've seen over the preseason that I'm getting excited about. And I want to see what the Bears can actually do in that NFC North. With Detroit, I don't know how they can bounce back after losing those 2 coordinators. So Green Bay, Jordan Love, he's all banged up. The Bears got an opportunity to do something, man. And another thing about the Bears, they introduced the update on their stadium. They're trying to get that Arlington racetrack area. I think they've already acquired the area. Now they're just trying to get approval for the new stadium that they want to build. Basically, that would take it out of the city of Chicago and out into a more spacious area. I've never been there, but they tell me that Soldier Field is kind of like a confined spot there, and it's you can catch the trains and all that to get down there, but it's still a congested area, and the fans don't really have areas to tailgate and things like that. But if they get this new stadium, then that will put them on line with a lot of other teams in the league being able to do what they do. KM probably should trade Shedeur and Garrett for Allen. Bills are close to a rebuild. No, I think if the Bills don't do anything this year, they might break that team up, but not right now. Jackson Dart, he's looking good, and a lot of people think that Dart should be a starter there. I don't know if he should start or not, but he's looking good. And I seen that deep throw Russell Wilson made. He's not ready to give it up either. And the Giants look like a lot better football team than they were. So everybody's talking about Dallas situation and Washington situation. You better keep your eye on New York because it's only this much difference between the worst team and the best team in the league anyway. So it's a good chance that the Giants could bounce back. JC, how you doing, man? Dart is legit. Could be a rookie MVP. He could be. It'd be interesting to see how he does. Let me check this poll again right now. Most of you are saying Pickett is in danger of being cut, but it's close to 50-50. And I'm starting to agree with the idea that he could be cut. But I think to save face, the Browns are probably going to keep him and take either Sanders or Gabriel and deal him to try to get some kind of value out of those late round picks. And Flacco, this is his last year. But if it was me, I'd keep the 2 young guns. And Pickett, I don't know what I'd do with him. I think maybe I'll keep him. I don't know. Appreciate all love, Playboy, off the work. Yeah, I'm off the work myself, man. Like I said, I only had a few minutes. I got on a little late, but tomorrow I'll be back on time by 6:30. You know, it's like a preseason with the school year. It'll take you a while to get going, at least me. So I'm trying to get going here, but I'm getting ready to get up out of here, Bill. About to catch me in a minute. A couple more comments. Sanders will be Cleveland starting quarterback. Maybe in time if he don't get cut. But he's just going through the process. But I'm interested to see who they're going to start week 1. I'm already guessing that it's going to be Flacco. But we all really want to know who's going to survive the other cuts. Hundley's going to be gone. They're not going to do anything with Watson right now. It's just a matter of who's going to be put on the waiver wire. Pickett did bad in Pittsburgh. I don't know about Pickett. Well, I think Pickett, he was young. You throw a young quarterback out there, you don't know what you're going to get. But as you see with these quarterbacks, it's like fine wine. If you let them mature, the better they become. And you can't touch them like you could years ago. If you really want to see how good a quarterback is, take the training wheels off the defense and let them play. And put some hats on these quarterbacks and let's see who really can play. But we're never going to see that because I think the league is itching for the day where they can turn it into flag football and turn it co-ed. That's my thoughts on that. I always love seeing great coaches, and I appreciate it, man. But anyway, I got to get up out of here, man. I appreciate you guys chiming in. I got me one of them $25 super chats, man. Never had one of those before, and I appreciate all of that, anything I can get. And that was from that Neil Well-Deeb. Appreciate it much. But I got to get up out of here. Got to go to work, man. The kids be running through the halls in a minute, and I got to go check them. So if there's some breaking news today, I'll come back on. And if not, I catch you guys early in the morning. Got some short videos that should be releasing in about 10 minutes. So check me out there. I wish you all the best. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. And keep an eye on them Steelers, man, because all the talk about Baltimore and Cleveland and Cincinnati, everybody's forgetting about them Steelers, man. Aaron Rodgers is going to do better than you think they are. So with that, I say have a great day.